Judy, check out these tomatoes.
They are beautiful. And we have something for you to check out, a new episode of Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time. You know, and as this bowl of tomatoes is showing us, it is indeed harvest time.
And you know, harvesting in the garden is one of the chores going on, and later in the show we'll give you a list of other things to do.
Also coming up, we're going to show you how you can use concrete blocks to make beautiful garden art.
But coming up first, some fall and winter plants with berries and seeds.
So it is a great joy to be at Portland Nursery on Stark Street, and I'm here with Sarah. And Sarah, we are going to be talking about, first we thought about berries in the fall, plants that have berries, but then you know there's so many other cool plants that have, some are fruit, some are like different tubey looking things that are seed pod. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in the fall.
Yeah, when we started thinking about what that meant, we were coming up with all sorts of
things.
Plants.
So let's jump in right over here. You know, there's some wonderful crab apples. Those really are great for fall, aren't they?
Yes, and the flowers that you get beforehand are great as well. So it's kind of an all year round interest plant. The only thing is, you know, tracking the berries inside if you plant it near a walkway or whatnot, which is going to go for a lot of these. But.
Yeah, and so you do want to be aware that, you know, something that has a fruit or some type of a pod on it is going to drop to the ground eventually. So just be aware of that and clean up.
But they're pretty, so
they are so pretty.
It, you know.
And speaking of pretty, you also have the sumac has such a cool kind of a pod on it. It's really lovely.
Yeah, it definitely is something different when you think of seed pod, and it has a different texture leaf, which a lot of these do, and you know, Design 101 is kind of having different textures, and so a lot of these will help you get a different look in the garden.
And the sumac has great fall. I mean, the colors on it are amazing too.
Yeah.
And then right here, mullet. I mean,
classic fall.
It is classic fall. It really is. But there's such cool pods on them.
And great for birds.
Yeah,
so you know, helping out birds.
And then more of the things that are more, you know, substantial at a house are like different shrubs. And I love these here because they're such a beautiful plant, and the berries are great for fall color.
Yeah, they look like little pumpkins. So we were joking that they're the pumpkin spice latte of plants. So this one's the Yukon Bell Pyracantha.
Yeah.
And it's got an interesting kind of climbing habit, so it'll get about 8 to 10 feet.
So really something you could train this to be on a wall, to be over an arch, all kinds of stuff if you wanted to.
Yeah, and it's got a distinctive orange color that not a lot of things have, and it has kind of late spring flowers as well.
Yeah.
So you get another lot more interest as well.
And then I love the Calocarpa family, but I was so delighted that here at Portland Nursery you have both of these colors available right now. And I love that the purple is so fall, and then the white just pops still. So tell me about these.
Yeah, they are just kind of starting to put on their berries, but when we talked about berries, this was immediately what I thought of, because eventually they'll drop their leaves and just be these like stems of glorious berries. The purple color is unlike, I want to say, any other plant I've kind of seen in the yard once it really gets into its full glory. And with the white, I realized I have an obsession with white plants and flowers. You know, they look so elegant and classy. So
you basically are feeding
like that.
your own.
Yes, exactly. That would make such a statement, having that in the garden with that.
And then
texture.
you know, we don't often think of sunflowers, but I think we all forget that when they're done blooming, there's a whole lot of beautiful seeds, and often in the most cool displays on these. And this is a new one, isn't it?
Yes.
And it reblooms.
Yeah, so it'll keep going and going and going. It's called Sunfinity. And as you can see, I mean, it's late in September, and we've got these new buds just kind of coming, and it's got I'm not sure if you can see on TV, it's a very bright
It is, which looks great
color
with the purple berries of the Calocarpa.
It does.
And too, I think too, one of these things that you do prune these back a little bit because you want to keep them looking good as they're blooming new, but if you really want the pods, just stop, and then eventually these will turn into the seeds, and you'll have those as well.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
So we have some Cotoneaster, which is going to be more of a ground cover. Well, kind of a crawling habit.
Right.
So this one's a classic, just for filling in kind of some erosion areas
Yeah,
or places you need some coverage, and it's got a nice height and texture to it. Just kind of
And are
fantastic
both
garden.
of these that same plant? Because they look very, very different, so they're very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of the cotoneaster as far as leaves and berries and whatnot. So they are the same family. This one's a little bit more upright. This one's got a little more delicate leaves.
Nice.
So yes.
So there you have it. You know, at Garden Time, you're never going to hear us tell you not to plant in the fall. It's a great time to do, especially trees, shrubs, and many perennials. So if you're thinking, I would like some berries to extend the color in my yard even later into the year, go to gardentime.tv. We'll kick you over to Portland Nursery website. Go to either location and pick up something perfect for your own garden. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Build a beautiful home inside and out at French Prairie Perennials. Inside, we have just the right creative elements to complete your decor. We offer an oasis of unusual, nature-inspired garden and home gifts and accessories. Outside, choose from our wide selection of unique dwarf conifers and sparkling companion plants. French Prairie Perennials, located between Woodburn and Wilsonville. Take exit 278 to Aurora and French Prairie Perennials.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Fall in the Northwest is
the best time of year to plant, with warmer soils and cooler evenings.
A time to spend with family and friends.
Fall is a time to celebrate.
To decorate.
And to enjoy the colors that are only found here in our area.
Fall is a time to come to Garland Nursery.
And let us show you all that fall can be.
Garland Nursery, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
Well, it's that fall time of year, and while we have the nice days, it's time to get ready for winter. I'm going to start in the back, and William has some other tips.
So yeah, indeed we do. And we're going to suggest that maybe one of the things you need to do at this time of year in the fall is to spread a whole new layer of slug bait. And the reason we think that is because, you know, you see a lot of huge slugs right now, but those huge slugs are going to lay eggs, and then you're going to have a whole lot more slugs in the springtime. So get out there, put a layer of the slug bait down, and that'll really help come spring. Another thing we suggest doing right now is putting a general purpose lawn fertilizer on. The reason we suggest that is because it'll make the roots stronger, it'll make the lawn thicker because it's still going to grow for a while, and anything you can do to get a thick lawn will keep you from getting moss covered in it as much, and certainly weeds, so you've taken a step to protect and get ready for spring if you do that now.
Fall is also a good time to start harvesting your potatoes. Now the vines have started to die back, so that's a really good sign that the potatoes are ready. I like to do it by hand because if you do use a tool, sometimes you could damage the potatoes. So you just kind of go down into the soil and then you just pull up the potatoes. Now these are really beautiful potatoes, but if there's any green on them, you just want to make sure that you do cut that off before you eat them because it can make you sick. Now you can take all these potatoes up today, or you can kind of harvest them as you're ready to eat. And it's also a great time to harvest your carrots. You can harvest them all at once or leave them in the ground and harvest them as you need them. And some people say they're even sweeter after a frost. It's also a great time to harvest your garlic and onions. Now onions you want to really harvest all at once and let them dry and use them. If you leave them in over the winter, they get mushy. Now garlic, you want to harvest it and use it, and you can replant at the same time. All you have to do is take it all apart and replant the cloves.
So we also wanted to talk to you all about moving some of the plants in. Some of these are the more tender plants that we call perennials, but really we know that there's those times that they're just not going to make it through the winter. So in a couple of weeks at least you should be bringing them in, because you really can save them. Now you say, well, where do I put them? Well, if you have a greenhouse, that's a benefit. Also, if you have a covered closed-in porch, they can do well there. Even a garage can save their lives a lot of times. So like this beautiful Streptocarpus, you know, it can tolerate some cool weather, but you just don't want to lose it over the winter. And of course, the wonderful nonstop begonias, they really don't stop blooming, so you don't want to lose that either, so you want to bring it in. We also wanted to talk to you about pottery. Now, if you have a piece of pottery that is really special to you for whatever reason, or if you have non-frost hardy pottery, then we suggest that you move those in, whether to a garage or to a greenhouse again, or even a covered area just to protect them. And as you can see, what's happened to this piece of terracotta pottery, it'll start chipping. So that's a sign right there that you don't want that to happen. And if one of your favorite moderately hardy plants is in that pot, why, that's all the better.
It's also a great time to check your gutters. Make sure you clean them out before the winter rains begin. And you know you'll have more leaves, so make sure that you're checking on your gutters during the season. And while you're up here, check out your roof for moss. It's a great time to put down moss control.
Fall is a great time of year for planting, but we specifically wanted to talk about things like this wonderful daylily that we just got from Shriners with their new daylily department. Now remember, with daylilies, you just want to plant where the soil is right about where my hand is. You don't want to be going deep with them, just a very nice shallow planting. Also, it's a great time of year for irises to be dug up and split apart, because you don't want them to get too tight or else they won't bloom as well. So also with this one, remember, leave a little bit of this top blooming so you're planting like right about there so the plant can really thrive. And don't forget, you're still planting stuff that has roots, so water it in deeply. Also, this is the time of year that you're going to do all kinds of bulb planting for spring blooms, wonderful bulbs just like tulips.
And even though we've had some showers, you can see this red bud is under drought stress. So don't forget to help it along and water deeply in the next few weeks before the fall rains begin. And when you're done with the hose, make sure you drain it and bring it in. It's also a good idea to go around the yard and collect all the tools you've been using all season. Clean them and put them away for winter, and then they'll be ready to use next spring.
And you know, don't forget that fall is a wonderful time to harvest, so continue doing that. Things like this wonderful basil.
And tomatoes.
Ooh.
William.
What? I'm harvesting.
So don't forget, get out into your fall garden, do those chores, and enjoy the winter.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
Standard TV and Appliance asks, what do you want in new appliances?
Do you want GE's gas, electric, convection, induction, stainless steel, slate, French door, Energy Star, top load, front load, high efficiency, or huge capacity?
I want it all. Yeah, I want everything.
Refresh and save with GE Cafe. Upgrade your kitchen and save up to $1,500 when you buy 4 GE Cafe appliances. Standard TV and Appliance.
Extend your growing season and escape to your own garden retreat in a Solex greenhouse from the Greenhouse Catalog. There is nothing like the taste of a bright, red, juicy, homegrown tomato. The bright, warm, durable design of a Solex greenhouse provides plenty of room to nurture your plants and enjoy your passion for years. Choose from 5 Solex greenhouse models or build your own with Solex panels. For all your gardening, greenhouse, and specialty growing needs, visit greenhousecatalog.com or give us a call.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature blooming advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
I'm out at Grimm Fuel Company with Jeff Grimm, and Jeff, I see you guys are blowing out some compost for the fall, and so why is it such a good time to do that?
Oh, it's a good idea to put the mulch out this time of year to help protect the plants and the root systems from the winters that is right around the corner. We're liable to get some cold temperatures, and those a layer of mulch will help keep those things warm and keep the plants from getting damaged. Also, this time of year with all the rains that we're starting to have finally, helps with the erosion control. The rain comes down and hits soil, and if you don't have something on there, you get the rain impacts the soil and it starts washing it away. If you have a layer of compost down there, it helps protect that soil and keep it from eroding.
Yeah, you know, and also you do get so much compaction. It's nice to have it down there to get some extra, extra soil there.
That's true, and the macronutrients that are in the compost that we're blowing, we're installing garden mulch compost. It's a all organic compost made from the stuff that comes into our yard debris recycling center today. So it's loaded with macro and micronutrients, and that will help as the rains leach down through that. Some of those micronutrients will leach into the soil and be absorbed by the plants and help feed the plants throughout the winter, and then into the spring give them a head start. We can also install other products like the traditional bark dusts and stuff like that also.
Yeah, you really have a big array of different kind of mulches and bark mulches to put down. So really coming out, and you have the samples there that you can see all the different kind of supplies.
Yeah, we have the hemlocks that are sliver free. You can get those in a reddish brown color that's kind of traditional, or the dark brown shades. Also the fir bark dust, which is a little more budget conscious. It's a little less expensive than the hemlocks. And all those things will give the same benefits with the exception of the macronutrients. The bark dust, they don't really have a lot of micronutrients in them, but it still gives you that protection.
Yeah, and it looks so nice, and really weed protection or weed prevention too. It's really something in suppression.
That's a good point. And what we've done here, we've cleaned up all the beds. We put down a pre-emergent so that those weed seeds that we haven't, are still in the soil, that we couldn't get out, are still in there. And as soon as we get a little bit more rain, those guys are going to want to start germinating. And so we put down the pre-emergent to keep that from happening and give us some protection from the weeds for the coming months.
Yeah, and so you guys do come out. I mean, we can hire you to come out to my house and blow everything. I don't have to be shoveling it, which is a really nice service.
Yeah, it's great, especially for old guys with bad backs like myself. Yeah, we have the U-Haul Center here in Tualatin where people can come up and pick up their pickup load of their own mulch or their own bark dust, or we can deliver it in bulk, dump it in your driveway, and you do all the work, or we can get the blower trucks out and you don't have to do anything but sit back and watch them work.
Well, it's nice to have it all done. I mean, we're all busy people now, so it's really nice to call, make an appointment with your company and have them come out.
Yeah, it's a great service. It's a great way to go.
Jeff, speaking of the weather change, you have another product that a lot of people can use.
Yeah, we also have firewood. We got some nice, well-seasoned fir and mixed wood that's a mix of maple, alder, and fir. And it's well-seasoned, ready to go, stored under cover. And we have lots and lots of that's ready to go, along with our home heating oils for people with that need the home heating oils.
You know, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to Grimm's website, and you can call them up and get all the information. Jeff, thanks so much. It's really been interesting.
Thanks for coming out, and thanks for bringing the nice weather with you too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
When the weekend hits, I would so much rather be hiking in the gorge or day tripping to the beach than spending all day buying a car. But when we decided to get a new Outback at Capital Subaru, we couldn't believe how smooth and quick the process was. They found us the perfect road trip car in no time. We were even able to get a hike in before sunset.
Take on fall in the all-new 2019 Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium with standard eyesight. Lease it now just $297 per month.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable. Your dream yard starts at Al's Garden and Home. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. You'll find huge discounts throughout the store. Save big on perennials, trees and shrubs, houseplants, and more, including patio furniture and pottery. Don't miss it. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. Al's Garden and Home in Woodburn, Sherwood, Gresham, and Wilsonville.
The health and beauty of your garden starts from the ground up, and healthy soils begin at Grimm's Fuel. For the best in garden mulch, blended soils, and bark dust, choose Grimm's. U-Haul delivered or installed, Grimm's can do it. And if you're looking for a new lawn, Grimm's can do that too with our special lawn installation service. Grimm's is also the area's largest recycler of yard debris. The foundation for a healthy garden begins at Grimm's Fuel.
To bring the extraordinary colors of fall to your landscape, you need to come to a place that offers more than the ordinary. At Sagawa Nursery, we love fall. From brilliant yellows to vibrant reds, we have one of the Northwest's largest selections of Japanese maples. At Sagawa Nursery, we also have a colorful selection of hardy plants, so your home can be as beautiful as the season. Come visit us and see how we can help you make your season extraordinary. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
I think as gardeners, we all love garden art in our gardens, and I'm with Carol Palmer today. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi, and so you found a great project with this like mosaic towers that are so beautiful in your garden, and you're going to show us some tips on how to do it. So pretty easy project?
Just time consuming, but easy.
Well, we all have time, don't we?
Yes.
And so I see that you have cement blocks. So you just found them like at Home Depot?
Yes, or any building supply store has the blocks, and then you just need things to glue on and outdoor paint. Some of this is...
Okay, so we just painted the sides, and these are the ones that are going to be stacked.
Stacked, correct.
So you need some paint on it.
And I decided first how they were going to stack, and I marked them so I knew what to paint. And then after that was done, then I could start the process of grouting. Yeah.
And so I see that you have like pieces of tile, and so I see big pieces of tile, but you have little pieces. So how do you get from here to there?
I bought a square foot sheet at a resale store, and I put it between newspaper and hit it with a hammer.
So pretty easy there. Yep. And you could probably use dishes if you go to a resale shop. Any kind of pretty things. That's what this is.
That one is. Yeah.
Well, great. And then I see something that you have. So I see napkins here and these tiles. So you just kind of connected the two.
It's an experiment. So we'll see how it works. This is a larger one because the blue poppies I put on a larger tile. But little cocktail napkins have two parts, and you're supposed to pull off the back.
Okay.
So you just have the colored part, and then I trimmed them to fit, and used the Mod Podge to stick them on. And after I put coats on top and it had dried, I added this because it's an exterior spar varnish that's supposed to be durable.
And really, you're out here at the coast, and so you're going to get a lot of weather here. We get weather too in the valley, but I think that yours have stood the test of time. They look beautiful.
Yeah, they've done, although we don't know about this one yet.
Well, it's always it's always a process.
Yeah.
So Carol, we've broken up the tile, but how do we attach it to the cement blocks?
Well, I tried Gorilla Glue this time because what I had used before on the other project took a really long time to dry, and this is quick.
Okay.
But you have to use the glue and you have to use water. So I just put water on the brick.
Okay, so like that.
And yes, and then you use a small amount of Gorilla Glue and then put it down on the wet spot, and that's somehow it does its magic and puffs up and glues, and so far everything seems very tight. So that's how I applied it.
And then how long before you can maybe do the other side with
About
the
30 minutes.
Oh, not
I could
bad.
flip it over. It seemed hard. And if you get too much Gorilla Glue, it puffs up, but you can cut it out with like a little knife.
Okay, so you can clean it up.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the pieces all with the Gorilla Glue like that, but then what's the next step?
Well, the next step would be to fill it in with something. And in this case, it's kind of these flat marbles.
Beautiful.
And again, with the Gorilla Glue. And then that has to be I weighted it down, actually. I used some parchment paper because it doesn't stick to things. And, and then I put weight on the top. And for about 30 minutes, and then it was set up.
All right, and then I see that there's, this one is ready to be grouted then?
Yes.
All right, and then what is that?
The grout that's recommended for an outside craft project is sanded grout.
All right.
And they have those also at any building supply store. And you just mix that up, and it takes a little while, you have to wait, but then you just kind of smear it on and keep wiping until you've exposed what you glued on, the mosaic part.
And there you go. And so this is a piece that's finished,
yeah,
this blue
these
one,
two are
or this
done.
one here. And so you can see that, you can see all the cement part, the grout part in between all the tiles. And then you would seal it.
Yes, you'd put grout sealer on everywhere and let that dry. I'm not sure if you need to use an extra coat or not, but
probably wouldn't hurt at all.
It wouldn't hurt for being outside.
Carol, now you're all done, and so what's the next step with them?
The next step would be to stack them the way you had planned, and if you want to put something on the top, you can, and you don't have to do anything else.
And no support?
The weight will keep them, as long as you stack them straight. The weight will keep them right there, and we get a lot of wind, and it hasn't affected the one I have.
Oh, they're really beautiful, and she's had them in the garden a long time. And thank you for all the tips.
Sure.
It's really been easy. So if you want to do this project at home, go to the Garden Time website, and you can see all of the steps, and so you can make this beautiful mosaic project in your garden. Thanks so much.
Sure.
Thank you for watching Garden Time today. William, what are you doing?
I'm still harvesting.
If you have any questions about today's show or any other shows, please go to gardentime.tv.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, and why don't we plan to do this all again next week, right here on Garden Time.
Your center for home and garden decor, Garden Gallery Ironworks has everything you need to make your home a showcase. For the inside, we have a great selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items, and our farmhouse style department is full of one-of-a-kind gifts. For the outside, we have arbors, trellises, planting beds, and garden decor. Everything to make your neighbors jealous. Check out our new website and then come visit us in Hubbard. Garden Gallery Ironworks.
1,112, 1,113.
William, what are you counting?
I'm counting all of our wonderful friends on Facebook.
And we invite everyone to go to Facebook and like us and follow us.
All you have to do is go to gardentime.tv and hit the Facebook icon, which is in the top right-hand corner.
It's the best place to get the most updated information on Garden Time.
So all you have to do is click us and like us.
The preceding was a paid program of the Gustin Creative Group and its sponsors.